Parker was watching a movie when he suddenly noticed something strange. There was an actor on screen who looked exactly like him. He was so shocked he couldn't speak. After watching all the clips carefully, he became completely panicked. He had never filmed anything in his life. So how did he appear in this movie? To solve the mystery, he wrote down all the actors' names and started searching. Eventually he found one named Max. Same height, same build, same age. This only made Parker more confused. He kept looking into Max's filmography, even bought every related movie at the store, watched for hours and was left stunned. Max was practically his mirror image. He pulled out old photos to compare. The resemblance was shocking. Parker was completely lost. Could this man be his long-lost twin brother? Such a bizarre coincidence, even a professor like him couldn't focus on work. Using the address from the actor's profile, he disguised himself as Max and went to the agency. As soon as he walked in, he was stopped by security, thinking he'd been caught, but instead they greeted him like he was the real Max, saying it had been a while. When asked about his beard, he quickly said it was for a new role. After a brief chat, they handed him a letter. Impersonating Max, he left immediately, and noticed the home address on the envelope. Following the address, he arrived outside Max's house. He wandered around nervously, not daring to knock, afraid of what he'd say if Max wasn't home. What would he tell his family? After hesitation, he decided to call first. Using the number from the letter, he dialed successfully. A woman answered, mistaking Parker for her husband. "You're too old for this kind of joke." Parker tried to explain he wasn't Max, but she didn't believe him, thinking it was just another prank. Realizing things were going wrong, she hung up. Back home, Parker could barely eat or sleep. These coincidences were beyond strange. Filled with doubt, he called again. This time Max answered, but thought he was talking to a madman and hung up. Determined, Parker called once more, explaining everything in detail. Said he was a university professor researching genetics, wanted to meet and talk, but Max still didn't believe him, swore at him and hung up. This conversation caught his wife's attention. She suspected he was having an affair, and demanded to know who he was talking to. Max lied, saying it was just a fan, but his wife laughed at him. What fan would call a low-level actor like you? She was convinced he was hiding something. When she kept pushing, Max admitted it was that same man again. No matter how he explained, she refused to believe. They argued loudly. Finally, Max stormed out, leaving his pregnant wife alone at home. Meanwhile, Parker's voice sparked Max's curiosity. He searched online and found out that Parker really was a professor. At the same time, his wife was also searching online. The next day, she went to the university and saw someone who looked exactly like her husband. She couldn't believe it. One was elegant and intellectual. The other was a playboy. It felt like seeing a clone. Class time came. The professor entered the building. Still in shock, she quickly called her husband. Hearing his voice finally convinced her. When she got home, she told Max the truth. She had seen that man, and he really looked identical to him, like a cloned version. She asked what was going on. Max had no answers either. Then she began to cry. Confused and desperate, Max decided to meet Parker. They agreed on a meeting place. The next day, Parker arrived at the arranged hotel.